Yeah, hi there, Bobby, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And my goodness, you have completed all of my pronunciation practice exercises over the last month or so. And now you are beginning to post speaking practice tests. So I'm very excited to begin listening, evaluating, scoring, commenting on your practice test. So the first one that we want to listen to right now, it's Independent Speaking Practice Test 1. This one says, describe a place you visited as a child. What is your favorite memory while visiting this place? Now, this is tricky. Describe it first, then explain what the memory is. You have to make sure for TOEFL that you exactly answer the questions.
Hi Michael, this is Bobby. Today I am going to pose Independent Speaking Practice Test 1.
Exactly.
Question. Giving some specific examples to support your ideas, describe a place you visited when you were a child. What's your favorite memory while visiting this place?
Okay.
When I was a child, I visited a big city, Cochin, which is 2 hours journey from my hometown. That was the first time I went for a trip from my school, and that was the first time I saw a warship in the harbor. I was so excited on that day because that was my first excursion. Not only that, I got a chance to see how a big city looks like. Big and widened roads, fast-moving traffic, so many shops with brightly colored lights. Then we went to Cochin shipyard to see a warship. I never saw a big ship like that before in my life, and I got a chance to get into that ship, and I have seen right from the deck to the engine room. That was very fantastic, and I still remember.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, let's go back to the beginning now. So this question...
Hi Michael, this is Bob.
This is a two-part question, so...
Today I'm going to...
You have to make sure that you're answering both parts of the question.
Question... What's your favorite memory while visiting this place? When I was a child, I visited a big city, Cochin, which is 2 hours journey from my hometown. That was the first time I went for a trip from my school, and that was the first time I saw a warship in the harbor.
Okay, good. Now, you're focusing your ideas by mentioning the word warship, but pronounce it like warship. Now, here's your problem here. I don't think you adequately described the warship. You should probably focus just going to the harbor, looking at the warship, describing that. Take about maybe 15 or 20 seconds describing the warship, and then explain your favorite memory when you saw the warship. Did you go inside it? Did you ride a boat anywhere?
I was so excited on that day because that was my first excursion.
You want to say that? Excursion. My first excursion. And by the way, that's a good vocabulary word.
I got a chance to see how a big city looks like. Big and widened roads.
Now this is where you're kind of going in the wrong direction. You can't, in 45 seconds, describe the city that you visited and the warship. You have to really focus your ideas. The best thing for you is to focus around the warship and then give description that relates to that.
Fast-moving traffic, so many shops with brightly colored lights. Then we went to Cochin shipyard to see a warship. I never saw a big ship like that before in my life, and
I would say I had never seen a big warship like this in my life before that day. I would probably use their past perfect tense because you're talking about one action that occurs before the action of seeing the ship.
Ship, and I have seen right from the deck to the engine room. That was very fantastic, and I still remember.
So when you talk about seeing the engine room and things, you can say my favorite memory while visiting the city was touring this particular warship. Then you can spend more time explaining that and talk about that and why that's your favorite memory. Right? So,
Thank you.
alright, so overall, let's take a look at the rubrics on this one. So, it's kind of tough because you have the first part of the question, which is describing it. So you described the city and you did give some description, but like I said, it would probably have been better if you had focused more on the warship. Just that, and then the favorite memory you had while visiting the warship. So I'm going to say you have some basic ideas in terms of describing the warship, which to me is the most important part of this story. You didn't do a good job on that. So you have to be very specific, use very specific vocabulary as you talk about visiting this particular ship. So you can do better in that. Language use, I think maybe one time in your response you had some problems with the simple past versus the past perfect tense. So you want to work on that a little bit. With delivery, not bad. You've done a lot of practice with your pronunciation over the last months, but the word excursion. It's a great vocabulary word, but you didn't pronounce it very clearly. And also you had some awkward pauses and some awkward hesitations in there. Right? So your score here, I'm going to put you at about 2.5 out of 4, 19 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. Alright, let's go to the next one.
Hi Michael, this is Bobby. Now I'm going to pause independent speaking practice number 2.
You got it.
The most important event in my life.
Alright.
Because I got a job.
Now let me take a look at this one for a minute. So, choose an event that has meaning for you. Explain how it has changed you. So that's important. So there's some key words in there. The event and the change that the event had on you. So it's important that you focus your speech keeping that in mind.
Chance to work in one of the most reputed medical colleges in India. And
I would say they're not reputed but respected. I think respected is a better word than the word that you use.
By my word, the day that I got my first job was the memorable event in my life. First of all, I was lucky to get a job there in Alameda Medical College because I was selected among 10 probable candidates, and that was my dream job, my dream to work over there. Second, I realized that that day onwards, I'll be a breadwinner not only for myself but also for my younger brother. That makes me proud. Therefore, the most memorable event in my life is that the day that I got my first job.
So it's not just why it's memorable, but how has this event changed you? That's where you're running into trouble, I think, is this second part of the question here, where it says explain how it has changed you. It's that part of the question I don't think you've done a great job answering. So let's go back to the question. Let's listen to it one more time. I'll try to give you some comments.
My life. Because the most important event in my life. Because I got a chance to...
Now that's a long pause in there. You can't forget what you learned in thought groups. A thought group is 4 to 5 stress words and then a pause, not 2. So you're having some awkward pauses in there, and that's not going to be good.
Work in one of the most reputed medical colleges in India.
Like I said, one of the most
And I started earning by my own. The day that I got my first job was the memorable event in my life.
Yeah, but how did this event change you? So, if you said this, if you said, because I learned to be more financially independent, and I made some really good friends, getting hired in my first job is an important event which has changed me. So then if you frame it that way, now you're connecting it to both parts of the question. Then you can say, first of all, getting hired changed me because I learned how to be more responsible. Then you give an example to support that. Then you go to the next idea. Another way this event changed me is I got a lot of friends, or I made more friends in my life that I hadn't had before. So you see what I'm saying? So you can't ignore, when you do these kinds of tasks, you have to look at this second part of the question, which to me is very important because it comes right after choose an event that has meaning, but then it says explain how it has changed you. So your purpose is to more explain why the event has meaning, but you're not explaining how the event has changed you. That's where you'll run into trouble on this one.
First of all, I was lucky to get a job there in Alameda Medical College because I was selected among 10 probable candidates.
See, that part of your question, it doesn't even, what you're saying there doesn't really answer the question. You're just saying you're lucky to have been hired at the job, but if you want to be more organized, you have to say, first of all, this event changed me because, and then another way it changed me is.
And that was my dream job, my dream to work over there. Second.
So not dream, but my dream job. Be careful about repeating, like that was my dream job. Try not to unnecessarily repeat things. You want to show that you can speak fluently without too many pauses, and you can connect what you say back to.
I realized that the day onwards, I'll be a breadwinner not only for myself, but also for my younger brother.
All right.
That makes me proud.
Yes.
Therefore, the most memorable event in my life is that the day that I got my first job.
Okay. So this one, I just don't think you have really answered that second part of the question. So score cannot be in the 3 range. In the 3 range, it says your response is mostly coherent and conveys relevant information to the task. So I think I'm going to say no on that. So in topic development in the 2 range, your response is connected, but the ideas you discuss are limited. So you didn't really directly answer it, and it's not clear how different parts of your response are connected back to how they have changed you. So this one, your big issue here is topic development. You have to keep organized. Now check out, you can go to speaking lesson number 7. This is a very good lesson, and I want you to pay attention in there where it talks about rephrasing or repeating key terms. I think you could have done this in this practice test, and it would have been more effective in helping you score higher here. Alright, so with pronunciation, you have to get a little more comfortable. You're a little bit nervous, and you're pausing too much. I think what you're trying to do here, Bobby, is you want to make sure you're pronouncing your words and sounds clearly, right? But you're speaking a little bit too slowly in the process, so you kind of have to work on speaking faster, more fluently, grouping maybe 4 to 5 words together, then you have a pause, then you group another 4 to 5 words together, you have another pause. So for your score here, I'm going to put you about the same, 2.5 out of 4, 19 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. Alright?
Hi Michael, this is Bobby.
Yeah, hey Bobby.
I have a question regarding the speaking practice.
Yes.
My problem is that I took about 30 to 40 seconds to prepare a response and take about 1 minute 20 seconds or more to complete my response, that is the speaking response. My question is that how can I prepare within 15-second time period and deliver a speech within 45 seconds or 1 minute?
Yeah.
How can I do that? So when you get a chance, would you please give me the answer? Thank you.
Yeah, what you should do is watch speaking lesson number 2. I will give you some tactics and strategies of how you can organize these kinds of responses. So it's okay if you take even 3 minutes right now to prepare your response. I don't think there's a problem with that. Eventually you have to get down to 15 seconds. So even though you're taking longer than you need right now, I wouldn't worry about that. The main thing is to get used to the structure and the organization of TOEFL IBT speaking tasks. So with a lot of these questions, what you can do is once you read the question, try to jot down 2 or 3 key words. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about here. So let's say that I had your speaking question, right? And it says, talk about an event that has changed you, and you might say, let's go down here for a minute. And make this a little bigger. So what I would do is you put in like getting, job, then you might say A, responsible, B, making new friends. And maybe here you might put in parentheses change. That's all I would do. So then I would say something like this. The most important event in my life was getting my new job, and it changed me because I learned to be responsible and I made new friends. First of all, this event is important because it helped me to become more responsible. I was not responsible before I got this job. Once I got the job, I learned how to pay my own bills. I set up a bank account, checking account, even a credit card account, and so on. Another way this event changed me is because I made new friends I hadn't had before. For example, when I started working for the new company, I met a co-worker named John, and then he had some other friends who also worked there, and because of the job, we started hanging out on the weekends and things, so now I have some good friends because of this new job. So because of these 2 reasons, getting a new job is important, and it changed me in 2 important ways or something. So the main thing is, in 15 seconds, maybe you can put the word job, you can put responsible, you can put friends. You can put those key words down. Then once you start your response, you remember these things. And then you refer to them at different parts of your speech. So that would be my advice on that.